Like they call it the doghouse.
So a few days ago, Naoya Inoue fought Stephen Fulton for all of the belts at Super Bantamweight, and it was a fight that I felt would be quite close. A fight that I felt I was very, very much on the fence, but I felt Fulton would get it done. I thought his sharp hands, his long reach, he's got very long legs as well. Like sort of the style, I think he could have caused Inoue a lot of problems, and I felt like it was going to be a real type fight. Boy, was I wrong. This was an absolute beatdown. Naoya Inoue, right, I knew how good Inoue was. Let's not get this twisted. I know there was nothing about him where I was like, oh, he's not that good. I always thought he was very, very good. I never doubted his talent. But I just felt like Fulton may just have the style to deal with him. This was one of the most impressive performances, considering this fight was a big fight and a very supposedly a close fight. You look at when Lomachenko was sort of the... I mean, he's still the man, Lomachenko. Everybody loves Loma. But when he fought Rigondeaux, that was seen as the fight where everybody was like, okay, let's see how he was. And he did fantastic in the fight. But the fight itself, it wasn't a great performance, I felt, for Loma, because Rigondeaux just didn't fight in a way where you could do that. Fulton was on his heels for the majority of the fight. And if you go back to what I said when I did my preview for the fight, I did say Fulton had to start quick, and he didn't do that. He kind of fought Inoue's game. But Inoue, I give him respect. I felt as if, I felt he needed to kind of close the distance, and he did that. He didn't really let Fulton work. Fulton was constantly... I said he should circle Fulton, but he was going back in straight lines a lot, and the problem with someone like Inoue, who's a power puncher, is not he's going to hit you onto the body or to the head. You know, Inoue's excellent at mixing the two up, and I think as a result, we kind of saw Inoue just take over round after round, and eventually round 8 he catches him with the right hand, left hook, puts him down, and eventually just stops Fulton in round 8. And I'll be honest, this wasn't me, I don't think, overrating Fulton, and I think it actually almost is me underestimating Inoue, which is shocking, because I didn't doubt how good Inoue was. Inoue is one of my favourite fights to watch, but he just completely shocked me. And I'll be honest, unless Errol Spence or Terence Crawford do something ridiculous this weekend, this is the best fighter in the world. This is the best boxer in the world. There is nobody in boxing, not Canelo, not Crawford, not Spence, not Shakur Stevenson, not Alexander Usyk, none of these guys who are as complete as what Naoya Inoue is. This guy is an absolute tank, and I think we're looking at a real... We know we're watching a generational talent, but a real almost future Hall of Famer already. He could retire, and I think he'll still be seen as that. This guy is an absolute beast, and I genuinely believe I don't know if I can even got the words to explain how good he is. The way he broke Fulton down, I never thought that Fulton would look just so hopeless in there. He didn't look like he was even on the same level as Inoue, and evidently he wasn't. Fulton's not a bad fighter. It's just Inoue's that good, and I genuinely I thought I have said before, I felt like Inoue could beat him. And I said, if you picked Inoue, it's a good pick, but I didn't think he'd be as comprehensive as this. This was a beatdown, and yeah, you got to credit to Inoue. You know, he is the truth. There is no doubt anymore how good this guy is. He is an absolute warrior, and people saying fighting Tank and all this, it's a lot of... That's a 7-pound weight. I don't know if that really is the thing to do. You may as well have him fight Deontay Wilder if you're doing that, but I want to see how far Inoue can go in his weight. Manny Pacquiao went up a lot of weight classes. Can Inoue do that same thing? I think with Inoue, there's so much that he has in his locker that makes him a problem. And the power was able to carry up to super bantamweight as well. And, personally, I don't really know who beats him at this point. He has got everything you want. He's got the ring IQ. He's got the power, speed. There's not many things I believe that he's really lacking. I don't. Yeah, what is he like? Even his footwork is very good. Like, there's not really anything that stands out. And in my opinion, your best way to beat him is probably just with a lot of pressure. But even then, I don't really get what more can you really do to him. And I don't think anybody's really got the skill, I don't think, to even put it together to give Inoue that kind of problems with the pressure. So I don't know how you beat this guy. I honestly don't. 122 pounds is what super bantamweight is, and I'm not really sure. I don't know who beats Inoue. I just don't know if I got the words to describe how good he is. I don't know how far he can go in his weight, because I do think at 30 years old he obviously he's young. Well, not young, he's 30 years old, so he's kind of in his prime of his career, and he will continue to do that, I think, for a long time. But genuinely, I don't know who you're gonna put in there with him and beat him, because he's just that good. I don't know. I've never seen a talent like this. Somebody who has almost everything. Like even Lomachenko, right? As great as Loma was, and is, I should say, he's an absolute wizard when his footwork and stuff. It felt as if, this is going to sound very bad because Loma is a legend, but with Loma, a lot of the stuff he was doing, you see a lot of hipsters talking about him as if he was revolutionising boxing and doing stuff that you've never seen. And a lot of people don't like that because boxing is a very old sport and they obviously like to keep it in-house. But he's amazing, Loma. But Inoue, it's not like that though. Inoue, it's like he does everything that people do, but he just does it better than everyone else. And we are watching a absolute legend in front of our eyes. And I look at Inoue and I don't really know how you beat him. There's no obvious sort of blueprint to beat him. If I look at his weight class, so he's going at super bantamweight, and I look at some of the guys you could fight. So you then above that, you've got featherweight, which obviously you got Lee Wood, who obviously had beaten Lara. And then above that, that's when you then have a super featherweight, which goes up to 130 pounds. 135 is probably the one that everybody wants him to go to, but I don't know physically how he does that. But one thing I don't deny, if he can carry it, his talent all the way up to there. We are watching, like I said, one of the greats, undefeated, and somebody who is just, I hasn't even had that many fights. He's just that good, and I really struggle to see who could do anything to this guy. I just think we're watching a great, and now he's the best fighter in the world, bar none. I don't even think it's close. I look at Crawford. I think he's unbelievable, Terence Bud Crawford. If he beats Spence, undisputed in 2 weight classes, it's legendary. Best fight of his era, maybe, but I just don't think it's the same as Inoue. Inoue, to me, the best fighter in the world. Yes, the resume and what he does matters, but it's about skill, and I just don't think it's the same as Inoue. I look at Alexander Usyk. He beats Fury hypothetically. He's undisputed again in 2 weight classes, but again, I look at Usyk and I just think, again, he's an excellent technician, so skilled, the feints, everything is so good with him, but it's not Inoue. Canelo, megastar, one of the greats, fantastic movement, a fantastic puncher, brilliant combination puncher, very good counter puncher. Like, he can do most things, Canelo, but it's not Inoue. And Inoue is just different. And Inoue, in my opinion, is the best boxer in the world at the moment. And I do not know who can beat him. I don't know if I've seen a fighter put it together the way he does. We're watching a legend, and it's great for Japanese boxing as well. I love seeing fighters. This is what makes boxing so good. Different regions come in and just show their fighters, and he is just so good. Anyway, he'll beat Lee Wood. I think he beats everybody at that above, and I just don't know. I just don't know who beat. I thought Fulton was your best bet. Fulton is very, very good, but even Fulton couldn't even hang with him. This is what it's not the fact that he beat Fulton. The fact that he beat him was great. It's the way he did it. He made it look easy. It was a whitewash. Fulton didn't win a round. Even the rounds that he thought he did alright in, I knew he'd be landing about 5-6 more cleaner shots than him, and he was doing the one thing I thought he should do, which was land the cleaner shots. But yeah, Inoue is the best fighter in the world. I can't stress it enough. I don't know who can beat him. I don't know who you could put him in with next. He's beating everybody. I don't see who can hang with him. I think he's the best fighter in the world at the moment. I don't believe it's close, and I do think we are watching a great and a future Hall of Famer. He is unbelievable, and as of right now, I think he's skyrocketing up my list of favorite fighters. I know if I had a list, my 3 favorite fighters in boxing today are the likes of Errol Spence, Shakur Stevenson, and Jerron Boots Ennis. But Inoue is just behind that. He's very, very good, and I think the way he fights, it's not as if it's boring either. It's exciting to watch. Goes in there, he marches his opponents down, lands vicious shots to the body, beats you up, and a fantastic punch. His accuracy is so good. He times you perfectly when you're coming in. It's just, they're just not. I just don't see how you beat the guy, and he's got an unbelievable jab as well. His jab was so sharp in this fight, and it was just, it wasn't those jabs that are just soft. These are jabs that will hurt you and snap your head back, and yeah, all round an incredible fighter, Naoya Inoue, the best pound for pound fighter in the world. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on this fight. It was such a great performance from Inoue. Can't say enough about him. Best fighter in the world, pound for pound king, and we are witnessing a future great. But yeah, this was just my thoughts though on Inoue and Fulton. Fulton shouldn't be ashamed. He's a great fighter, but he just come up against something special, and these things happen. Sometimes in boxing you get showed levels, and that's all it was. Inoue, Fulton's a very good fighter, but Inoue's a great fighter, and you know, Fulton can come back. I don't doubt it. He's a very talented fighter, but like I said, Inoue's just different, and yeah, one of the greats we are watching. But yeah, just my thoughts on Inoue, Fulton. Inoue, best pound for pound fighter in the world, and yeah, until next time.